Good evening, gamers. I'm running a little bit late. So I'm just getting the old stream outfit on. I'll be with you in like a minute. Yeah, I can see that deleting all your weapons might make you want to harm yourself. Welcome in chat on that bombshell. How are we all doing? It is the weekend. I, for one, am very excited about that. Gonna sleep in tomorrow. I'm actively working to try and structure my weekend so I don't have to do anything on Friday. On Sunday. Welcome on Inadequate. How are you doing? How's your Friday looking? Because I know you're on the other end. You're just starting your Friday. Oopsie daisy. Sounds like you did whoopsie dude. Yeah, I guess that's the reason that you want to harm yourself in that game. I mean, I remember it being very hyped up, Dead Island 2, when it came out first, and then it just kind of disappeared. Maybe there's a reason for that. How's the audio coming through, by the way? Because we've had some issues, as you remember, and over here at Jow HQ, I'm just making sure that everything's kind of plugged back in properly. Mike needs a little work. That is unfortunate. Sound not as good. A bit tinny. What's going on here? What's happening? Oh, we are very tinny. Okay, hold on. I feel like I remember this last time. We did the old... Oh, no. I was hoping the old unplug and plug back in would be like the trick. Not so much. Yeah, we're picking up a lot more than we used to. Well, we had... there's a lot going on all of a sudden. We had the technical issues. How about... Oh, there we go. That's better. For some reason, the microphone was turned up in sensitivity. Significant. So now it should be better. And enough hear myself? How about now? Hey, we're back to business, it sounds like. Excellent. Okay, apologies for that. Hopefully that's the one glitch for the stream tonight. Hopefully it's all going to be seamless from here on in. Because we've changed some cables. We've reseated some RAM on Wednesday night. I'm not using my Stream Deck anymore. I acquired a iPad mini that I'm using Stream Deck Mobile with. That's kind of nice. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, Inadequate is an audio guy, so he'd know. I'm enjoying a hot, steamy shower. There we go. I think that sounded pretty good. Pretty normal. Happy to help. Yeah. Why not 5 gifted for a hot tub stream? Because I don't have a hot tub. I don't even have a... I mean, I could just, put the PNG over in a hot tub. Well, of course in undies, Wolf. This isn't OnlyFans. You'd have to pay me a lot more than that as well to get me in that. Where did I put that cable? Let's just use this one. There's been a lot of reorganizing of stuff. I'm actively trying to like optimize my desk/computer setup. Well, of course, Wolf. I mean, I've got to give you guys a reason to sub. And as much as it displeases me somewhat, that's the reason right there. Wireless mouse and keyboard? No, the thing is, I'm actually not a fan of wireless mouse and keyboard. I much prefer the wired versions because it's just less to worry about. I don't have to worry about batteries or anything like that. Like, I know it's not something that is at the top of mind all day, every day, but there's never going to be a time where I'm like, okay, it's time to stream. Let's go. Oh no, my keyboard's not working or whatever. My mouse isn't working. Let's go try and find some AAA batteries. Oh no, I don't have any AAA batteries. So it's just easier to have wired stuff. And also I don't think it doesn't affect it that much in terms of like cable management or something like that. I don't feel like I'm missing out. That said, I can definitely appreciate people who are like, we're going wireless, baby. Clean desktop. That ain't me. I'm trying to clean it. It's cleaner than it used to be. But it's definitely not clean. Oh, yeah, I know it's like a long time, right? It's not like a 360 controller or whatever. Or like a, yeah, throw it in the Discord if you want, in the photos channel. It's not like a Xbox 360 or a Game Boy from way back in the day, which just, chews through batteries. But I think I'm just, I don't know, maybe it's my anxiety, maybe it's something else. I'm just conscious of the fact there's going to be a time, and it's technology, so we all know it's going to be the worst possible time. And at that time, the batteries are going to die. And I'm going to have not thought about it far enough in advance.
Press enter to start.
To have
press A button to start.
Batteries on hand to replace it with. The one thing I would do wireless with would be if it had like a battery in it. But I also know that has its own issues, because then the actual mouse battery can degrade over time, meaning that you have to charge it more and more, which is less likely to happen with a removable battery, even if it's like a rechargeable AA or whatever. I'm also very conscious of the fact that I'm probably overthinking this immensely. But here we are. Okay. Okay, we can get a Rimac in the shop if we want. Not that we need it, because we've already got it. Yeah, what the hell, we'll pick it up. Okay, so we've got Korean cars and Lotuses. Okay. And we are getting the MG7, which I think is a China exclusive car from what I've seen on YouTube. From people talking about the latest update. Let's find out what cars come from Korea according to Forza Horizon 5. Well, I think no, hold on. Let's try and use words this time. Not MG itself, but the MG7, I believe, is China only. At least for now. I'm going to try and break out the Veloster. I know the i30N is newer, or the Kona N is newer, in terms of both to us as a community and the world, given their dates. But I've never actually used the Veloster, as we can see from new on all three of the vehicles. Let's pick that one. Like, I've driven an MG4, the little hatchback one, and it had a real letdown because it had a 4-speed automatic gearbox in it. Oh, there you go. It's in India as well. Because the chap that I saw a YouTube video about this, he couldn't find any reviews of it. I didn't mean to hit back again. He couldn't find any reviews of it on YouTube. And he had to go to Bilibili, which is the Chinese YouTube in China, try and find anything about it, and obviously it was all in Chinese. So I guess I inferred, and I think he did as well, that it was all Chinese. Okay, damn it, I did it again. Okay, we're going for B700 once we don't mess it up and keep backing out. What tires we got? Because it looked like it was tarmac. No, not stick drift, just overly excited operator. Overly excited streamer. Who kept thinking they needed to press the back button more times than they actually did. Fox got too wiggly. I think Fox did get too wiggly. And I'm not proud of that fact. Yeah, the i20 would be... Actually, I'm surprised they didn't add the i20 in. I mean, I know it's not quite as cutting edge as the Onyx 6, but I feel like it would probably be more at home in this game than the Onyx 6. For those who don't know, the i20N is it's the smallest car they have. I guess like a Toyota Yaris would be the kind of worldly equivalent. And it's a manual only kind of sports car that they sell, at least in Australia, it's manual only. Which just seems more kind of Forza. I mean, does the safety go down that much though? Because there's a hell of a lot of like safe cars these days that have like a full glass roof. For some reason I'm really on an HRE kick to wheels lately. Okay, well there you go. I mean, I guess it does go down. Like, it's not as stiff as steel, right? Or metal, whatever it is. It can't be. But I don't think it went down that much. Or at least that the engineers could compensate around it. Nope. Hold on. Let's color it first before we get finals going on. Oh, we got 3 paint groups. So we've got that one. Got that one. What's the last one? Oh, and this one. A little kind of highlight piece. I think I might leave that on carbon. I mean, I feel like you can try, but memes are, I feel like, just very difficult to convey through text. I think we go for a black with a kind of like orangish highlights. It's pretty channel colored, I reckon. Could maybe go orange for the wheels as well. Yeah, that actually looks pretty pigeon. I rate that, actually. I don't actually know. I've seen a lot of ads for them. I've seen a lot of ads for gluten-free Tim Tams recently. I've definitely tried the gluten-free... Okay, hold on. Stop the traffic. What's a Tim Tam? Well... Why aren't we selecting? Hold on. What? Yeah. Tim Tam. Ladies and gentlemen, gather around. We're doing an educational lesson. So Tim Tam, hold on, let me get out of the way. Tim Tam is a chocolate biscuit introduced by the Australian biscuit company Arnott's in 1964 and consists of 2 malt biscuits separated by a light, I wouldn't say a light hard chocolate filling. I think it depends. Like a hard chocolate cream in between within a chocolate dipping around the outside of it. So they've got various flavors nowadays. You can get like the regular one, which you see here. There you go. You can see the kind of interior of the biscuit. Got your thin kind of chocolate cream in there. And you've got your chocolate casing. As Wolf says, it depends on which one. This is the bog standard. This is like the OG. And you got your 2 biscuit slices there. But if we go down here, you can see we've got the dark chocolate variant as well. But that's not the only one. You can have... Well, hold on. There's got to be... Surely, here we go. Arnott's. Let's go to the source. I'm going to say decline. So we've got the previously advertised gluten-free. But you can also get coconut cream Tim Tams. Come on. There's got to be like other things you can tell us here. Salted caramel, raspberry tart, chocolate mint. There used to also be, I don't know if there still is, because as indicated, gluten intolerant. So I'm not really as up to date with regular biscuit innovation as I used to be. But there was also a, so Tim Tam White, Tim Tam Dark. There's a double dip. So it had like, yeah, double coat. So it had twice the chocolate coating on the outside. True caramel. I mean, like, they do all sound pretty good. Except for maybe that one. Not as big a fan of that one. Yeah. That's what it is. It's a kind of an Australian delicacy. You'll often see like people in relationships with Australians or good friends with Australians will receive a package of Tim Tams and like a care package from here. Oh, cool. The thing crashed halfway through. Hold on a second. But yeah, that's the Tim Tam. It's probably our most famous biscuit as a country, which is weird to say. Not many countries have famous biscuits, but we do. And I guess biscuit is probably the closest equivalent for a biscuit would be a cookie, obviously, in case you were wondering. So let's turn that off. Get rid of that. Let's get back to this. Yep. Well, now that we've thought about that, Tim Tam. Make sure I've got a lot of layers available for that. And we get a Tim Tam on the side of this car. The answer is not looking good. That's alright, happy to tell you about it. Always happy to share the good news of Australian delicacies. What the heck is that? Dinner? Okay. Well, Tim Tam didn't work. We certainly like to think we are, at least. I think in many ways we're a lot of our tastes and stuff are very similar to like other Commonwealth countries or like England or Canada. Maybe just with like less maple syrup and slightly less tea, for example. Let's look up Australia. What do we get for Australia? I mean, I imagine there'll be at least one flag, right? Oh, you get bluey on the side. That's not a bad idea. Let's think about that for a second. Is that just Australian stings? Oh, sticker bomb. Steve Irwin, Foster's, 000. Mambo, Qantas sign. I don't want that because then I'll end up not turning up. I don't know why that is inherently Australian. Eat Bix. That's very good, actually. That's another strong contender. Those are some pretty good license plates, but I don't feel like you can put them on the back that easily. Okay, I think what we want... I think we definitely want to start with Bluey. I think that's a good kind of base principle. It's very Australian. I find it hilarious that apparently American kids are getting Australian accents because of it. Given that there have been, generations of people having gotten American accents from like watching Friends and all that kind of stuff. It is hilarious to kind of have the shoe on the other foot, as it were. It would be perfect if you could have like it in the window a little bit. Like you can on, I think GT7 you can do that. Let's try that out, for now at least. And there was another one in here that I really liked. What was it? No, it wasn't Coles. Eat Bix, that's what it was. Wheat Bix, a spin-off of Wheat Bix, which is an Australian wheat-based, unsurprisingly, cereal. Yeah, I'm trying out a new ad thing on the left, you can see there. So we're definitely trying some new things on the stream, which is different. Normally, as you probably have noticed, pretty stagnant over here at twitch.tv/CommanderJow. I think we can fit one other thing under there. What about New Zealand? What does New Zealand give us? What do our next door neighbors give us? Kiwi is Waikato bro? Don't know. The All Blacks are a superior rugby team. Unfortunately, I'm not proud to say that, but it is. So it's just a lot of flags, unfortunately, for New Zealand. What a huge choice. Okay. What about biscuit? When is that? Like, I know it's like the first match in the NRL, which is the National Rugby League for those who are unaware in Australia. Frankly, I couldn't care less about the rugby league. I was definitely a lot more of a what's the word? Rugby union man. As you may have noticed, well, you can tell that I've played rugby from the more recent TikTok I put up, but I've never really enjoyed rugby league that much. It's not really gotten me excited. But that is something we could put on the side of the car, though. Perfect. Aha. Interesting. You're not the first American furry who said that, actually, or kind of intimated that. There's a there's another one on Twitch that I've seen kind of suggest that. I mean, they're big lads. What else do we want to? What if we look up rugby? I mean, there'll be plenty of All Blacks, Springboks, Scotland. We could go for the proposed Kiwi flag. At least I think that's the proposed Kiwi flag, right? From the referendum they had a while back. We could just have the word rugby. That's not quite great. LA Rugby. I can't imagine that's a huge organization. Not a vast selection here, is it? What happens if you look up New South Wales, NSW, my home state? P plates are, of course, just endless numbers of license plates and P plates. Top logo. The ambulance logo, interesting. Fire department, okay. Don't know why you'd have that as your license plate, champ. That's a weird one. But, you know, you do you, I guess. Oop, sorry, shot forward all of a sudden. That said, I don't think we missed much. Just can't think like what I want to put on the roof. Like, there's a lot of space. Well, we should look up Korea. That is the country we are racing under. You have the Korean police. We could have North Korea. I mean, we've got to have Made in Korea on the bump on the rear, right? That makes sense. Actually, Let's do that now before I forget. Because it should fit perfectly there. A little bit smaller and then down a touch. As so. Okay. Back to the roof. Who's this rabbit? Eugene's Toki? Okay. The logo for the Korean government. Interesting. The LGU Plus logo. Big fans of that, obviously. Another North Korean flag. B20 Korea. Something like that could work for the bonnet. It's a little bit uninspired, though, that's the only thing. Then again, does it need to be inspired? Are we overthinking it? Or am I overthinking it, really? I'm the one at the helm. Wolf, who's playing in that launch match in Vegas? I vaguely remember I've seen some of the players, you know, trying to get visas and stuff, but I can't remember what teams are playing. It does make mirroring things a little bit difficult when you've got an uneven number of doors. I think we're good. It won't be as inspired as the last one, but the last one was pretty all-time. Now let's just take it on the road, see how she feels, make some last adjustments to the suspension and stuff. Go from there. Whoa! That was a hell of a bounce. I feel like the diff is... No, it's not quite as bad as I thought it was. Let's change the toe, as is our want. Steering looking fine. It's all looking pretty alright. I'm to see if it's... It does understeer a little bit. And induce some more oversteer. To over-rotate in the corners rather than under-rotate. There we go, that's a bit better. Maybe a little bit too much, actually. No, I think it'll do. I really like this car because it's just so weird. The fact that it's got 2 doors on this side and 1 door on this side. It is a little bit wiggly, but it's not terrible. Like, it's wiggly in a predictable way. It's not something that actively is trying to kill me. That was because I was looking at chat. That wasn't the car's fault.
Arrived at your destination.
All right, let's see if we can convince Adequate to trust this car by showing them how good it is in race environments. I mean, if nothing else, the colors are really nice. It really looks the business. That black with like the orange highlights, chef's kiss. I need to be more active in like getting into the team colors, I think. Because, yeah, it works really well on this car. Then again, the special paint groups really did help a lot. Like, you could do this without it, but it would just be a lot of work in terms of getting, you know, vinyls just so. Cover the right parts of the bumper and down the flanks and whatever. Not impossible, but just a lot of work. I could legitimately see myself owning one of these cars. Not because I could afford it necessarily, but I think I just need. They're suitably weird. They're not especially impractical. And particularly if you go for the higher end versions, they're pretty snappy, pretty quick. Oh, someone's in the Onyx 6. Interesting choice. In theory, the acceleration will be faster. But it's going to be a lot heavier too. I think it's going to suffer on the corners. But I'm no carologist, so let's find out. Once more, I've gone for a handling build. It seems a lot of the others have gone for a power build. Or at least a more balanced approach to car manufacturing. Oh, they've got a YouTube logo on the back of this car. Is that because this man is a YouTuber? I definitely enjoy driving this car. It's not a hassle at all. Just maybe doesn't have the beans. I think if I had an extra 100 like PI points, 100 levels I could work through, I think we'd have something really nice in our hands. Because I basically had to choose between handling and power, and I went for handling. I do like the kind of get up and go to catch up with these fools. The straights at least. Do a little bit to kind of reel them in the corners. Obviously nowhere near enough. Still, I think we did pretty well with the car. The car itself is not bad. If anything, it's in a bad kind of race. Like I feel like it's a good track for it. I think this car needs a lot of corners. If it had a lot of straights, it wouldn't do very well. It's got agility, not like outright speed on its side. But I think an extra 100 PI points and this would be a pretty U-Butte car. I'm sure they are very pleased with themselves. Oh, also community night. The next community night will be 2nd of March, the affiliate anniversary celebration day. What does that look like? I don't know. I'm terrible at planning events. I still haven't planned my 30th birthday party. My 31st is closer. My 31st birthday is currently 46 days away, and I still haven't had my 30th. Much to my mother's, I suspect, chagrin. Absolutely. So just as a heads up, the community night will... I don't know if... I think I've been so bad at running them, I don't know if you've been around while I've had one. I've had a few, but basically it's in Forza Horizon 5, and I kind of treat it like an episode of Top Gear. Normally. But I'm open to suggestions for other ideas. Normally what I'll do is I'll say, hey, you know, the last one I think was for Christmas in November, where it was like, well, Santa Claus needs a car, a vehicle to deliver the packages and whatever. So, and we've been tasked with showing him which one's the best. So you need to make a car that can carry some cargo, and it's like A800, for example, and it needs to be able to travel on all surfaces. And then we do that, and we do some events to kind of empirically show which is the best. events like races or jumps, speed traps. But I mean, it's harder to do when you've got a viewership of like 3 people. But in the future, when you get up to maybe double digits even, doing something like old reliable like Jackbox or you know, something along those lines would be pretty choice. I mean, something that's really pie in the sky is I've seen Jay Schlatt, and a streamer, I think on YouTube, I don't know, a streamer, American streamer, do like reviews of presentations, like PowerPoint presentations that people send in, or videos people send in, or you know, the old reliable desk or like setup review. Not especially helpful and adequate. Just for the hot tub stream when I'm on OnlyFans or whatever. Hey, I'm not going to complain too much. I appreciate the fact that you're restraining yourself, not actively trying to get me cancelled on Twitch. Yeah, this track is definitely much more up this car's alley. A lot of corners. Not much in the way of like straight track pieces. A lot of it is down to braking and then turning in. And that's what we can do pretty well. Can we take Kristen? Not impossible. That was very lucky. I feel like he came off the throttle there a little bit, old Tristan. I'm not going to complain about it, but I think we got that a bit easier than we should have. Okay, well, there's a lot of AI cars. Thank you, inadequate. You did do pretty well there. It worked out well. Now I rest. I sleep. For the next race. I should actually install Jackbox on my computer just in case. You never know. It's always good to have those kind of games just on hand in case you need them. And I don't exactly take up too much space. This one, I don't know. There's a lot more straights in this one than there was in the last one. I don't think first place is on the horizon, but let's find out. You can always blame it on the poor network conditions I appear to be suffering from. We do dislike straight practice. A bit of argy-bargy going on up here. AK-6190. Sounds like a robot designation from like Star Wars. Bouncing all over the track, whatever he's from. I mean, the only other thing I can think of with AK is like Kalashnikov, obviously. And this is like his birthday. It's like an Austin Curtis with a K that was born on the 6th of January 1990, or possibly the 1st of June in 1990. That's the other possibility. Nils is not too much better, it seems. I know that, like, the manufacturers would probably hate it, but it would be kind of cool if the actual glass in the car would shatter. And then you get, like, more environment noise, more like wind rushing noises from the inside of the car and that kind of stuff. Or that you get when, you know, you've got a window wide open and you're going at high speed. And I guess, like, the air's got nowhere to go or something. Oh, we're not winning, which is unfortunate. I think what we need to be doing... Okay, no, Love and Chaos has taken second last place. We can just be driving. Hope that they don't get overtaken again. EXH1 can't also get overtaken. Or Nils, sorry. It's gonna be a tight one. If any of them change position, then we've lost. Okay, now if anything, Love and Chaos got another position, another 3 positions. Came third last at least. Well done. But look at them doing the same dance moves. They've got to be a team, right? Or like a bunch of friends or something. Okay, what are we doing now? What is next on the old playlist? Lotuses. Yeah, why not? A800. Lotuses can one use for A800? Use the Amira. That sounds good. Like both figuratively and literally. If I remember correctly, the Amira does sound pretty nice.
In 200 meters, turn left. Turn left.
I think this is in its supercharged V6 form. Theory, this should be a lot better in terms of wiggly or being wiggly than the last car. Because if you don't know, Lotuses are like made for handling. Mr. Lotus, whatever his real name was all about making them light so they can change direction quickly. Like right into a Mercedes. Did I lose my wing mirrors? Yeah, I did. I wasn't sure if they were the electric kind. Because they came off so perfectly that it looks like those are camera stalks or something.
You have arrived at your destination.
Then again, we could start off with like the regular Exige. Let's do that. We'll start off with the regular Exige and then move our way up to the Amira. Let's see what the last generation feels like. Let's zoom. This also sounds pretty nice. Probably do without the anti-lag turbo there. I mean, the Exige is still a very good car, Tourer. I feel like I've talked about how you pronounce your name. But welcome on in, by the way. The Exige, I mean, I'm definitely enjoying driving it here. And also, I think the Amira might sound a little bit nicer than this one does. Still sounds pretty good. I've mentioned it before on stream, but I think I first fell in love with Lotus, like a car company, when I was playing, like way back in 2006 or something, back in like Need for Speed Carbon. They had the Lotus, I want to say Exige, it may have been the Elise, but I think it was the Exige. And that was an absolute machine on the canyon races. Because it was so good at handling, you could just like overtake your opponent's car so easily and then just win it straight away. At least that's how I remember it being. Whether that was reality, I don't know. I didn't try to reenact it this time because I remember correctly this time how did I have? Cool. I think we started with an RX-7, RX-8, and we went to a Renault Clio. I know that was like the objective to get a Renault Clio, but I don't think we got those straight away. I can't remember now. It was so long ago, but it was only like a couple of months back. Jeez, that's bad. I mean, Lotuses are known, I feel like they're known for being pretty good on the corners. That's like their thing. And that car was definitely no exception. Hey. Next.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 200 meters, turn left.
I bet the spoiler's actually a little bit small for the car though.
200 meters, turn right.
Definitely be a little bit wider.
Turn right.
Catch a bit more air on the left and right.
You have arrived at your destination.
Okay, so we tried the Exige. What's the Emira bring to the table? Outside of a digital dashboard. And frankly, a much better looking car. I feel like this looks a lot less, I don't know, part spin than the Exige does. This looks a lot more kind of legit professional. A little bit more squirrely. But it feels kind of weird. It's like those, I don't know if you're aware, but fighter jets, at least nowadays, or yeah, sometimes maybe is a better way to put it, are designed to be unstable. Because it means that they are able to take a corner more quickly than not. Because if they're too stable, I guess they're like inertia, right? They're kind of, you got to overcome the stability first before you can start moving. And whilst that makes it, harder to maneuver, harder to like keep under control, it does mean in like a dogfight, if it ever happens, it can really outperform you. And I feel like this car is definitely that. Like it does feel a little bit twitchy, but kind of designed to be like that way. Definitely takes a bit more focus than the Exige did to drive, I think. The Exige definitely felt a little bit more planted. This one definitely feels like it takes a bit more concentration. Focus Fox. That sounds like an AI assistant. Well, not an AI assistant, like an assistant program or something. Like one of those Pomodo timers or whatever. I'm just gonna turn on my Focus Fox app and just really cram for this exam. Or like one of those lo-fi, study live stream things. And where is the last one? Right over here. Let's get there a little bit quicker though. We'll still drive a Lotus, obviously. Just a faster one. Yeah, Fox just mumbles things about cars as you study. Oh, we've got an 875 Exige. Bit quicker.
Turn right. In 200 meters, turn left. Turn left.
I'm on power, baby.
Yeah, I got a lot of beans in this car. Well, I could also talk about Tim Tams or Australian delicacies. Inadequate while you study. And again, I mean, I'm trying to think, are there other Australian delicacies that are kind of not all over the world? I could talk about rugby. I've got a very limited experience in rugby though. I went to a private school, which means, at least in Sydney, and the kind of school that I went to means that I had to play a sport on Saturday morning.
At the roundabout, take the second
That was just
exit.
part of the contract that my parents signed up for
Take the third exit.
when I went there, which is neither here nor there.
Turn left.
But this particular school,
Turn right.
at least at the time I was there, in the junior school, the primary, the elementary, whatever you want to call it, there were, in winter, there were 2 soccer teams. So that's what, 22, 24 people at the most? I think that's a soccer team, about 11. And everyone else was in rugby union specifically. Go back to the Exige, I think. So for the first 6 years of my... No. So I started in year 3. So for 4 years, I played rugby every winter. Badly. I think it was in year 5 or 6. I was really bad. I was in the H's. So obviously it starts at the A's, then B, C, D, E, F, G, H. And we had so many people in rugby that the H's didn't have a team to play against because no one else had that many teams. So we, every weekend, would play against the G's or whatever the team above. Because no other school in the area had that many rugby teams. And then in year 7, I naturally was playing rugby because that's just what I'd been doing. And the first match, the first tackle, the first match, I landed badly and fractured my pinky finger. And that was me out the rest of the season. And I never came back. In summer, when I first arrived in year 3, I was not good enough to be in any sport. I wasn't able to play cricket or whatever. Tennis, I think, was the other one. I think it was just cricket and tennis in year 3 and 4. So I was in what was called colours, which, looking back, could be conceivably a little bit racist, but basically just was sports. So you'd play, games, basically. I think it might be partly because I've got a relatively low pain tolerance. Particularly if it's not something that people are relying on me to do. I think I mentioned last year when I went to the Bible, the study, the church camp that I went to, 2 weeks ago now. There was a game that we had to do where each Bible study put up a player, and you had to hold out a Bible. So it's not a small book. You had to hold out a Bible in each hand, palm up, arms extended, for as long as you could. And whoever lasted longest won. And I came second. I, at that point, hadn't been to a gym in about a year. I was pretty chuffed because I beat the other people who had been to a gym. And that was principally because I didn't want to let my Bible study down, because that was the first thing. That was like my first official act as a Bible study leader. To hold up 2 Bibles. Palm up. But I think, I feel like in just working out on my own, I feel like I definitely kind of pack it in a bit earlier than maybe I should. Because I feel like the pain threshold affects me a lot quicker. Oh, well, of course. Consenting box adults. Well, I mean, the Rugby World Cup's not too long away, I don't think. I think it's in, I don't know, 28? I can't imagine Australia's going to do too well, but we are hosting it. So we will at least get embarrassed by the New Zealanders on home soil. But then again, if you're in Australian rugby, you should be used to getting beaten by the Kiwis at this point. What the hell? Just in case Smokey's around here somewhere, let's go race some Holdens.
Turn left.
And then back to the sports subject though. During summer, as I said, for the initial parts, I was playing colours, which is just kind of like sports class.
Take the second exit.
And then I think in about year 5 or 6, basketball turned up.
Turn sharp left.
And because I've never been a short individual, I think Mum encouraged me to have a look at it, and I quite enjoyed it. So I played that until year 12. I don't think I was never going to be, in the NBA or whatever, that much is certain. I wasn't terrible. I don't think I was in the very bottom.
You have arrived at your destination. Turn right.
Deeply and, in fact, uniquely uncoordinated. Do you enjoy the basketball wolf? I mean, I imagine you must, because You're at a public school, right? So that would be a voluntary school. A voluntary school.
Arrive at your destination.
I then, for year 12, the final year of school, I took up, what was it? Oh, okay, inadequate, okay. I took up squat. Yeah, okay, semicon. Our school was, my school, I guess it's a unique thing, but it's not that unique within the world of private schools. Because you got to remember that we had to have schools to play against. So there are a lot of people in Sydney, at least, who every Saturday head on out, hit the roads. How I honed my navigational skill. Sitting in the front seat next to my mum, reading the old paper map, you know, the books that you'd open up with all the streets on them. Directing her to, you know, whatever oval or field or basketball court we were heading to that day. It's an enormous time sink, though, obviously. It pretty much writes off Saturday morning. The worst part was in high school. It was taken up another level. For the first 2 years, years 7 and 8, you were required in winter to attend the first, like the A team, rugby or soccer, football matches, and just like be a supporter, be an attendee in uniform, naturally. It could be sports uniform, but you know, you had to have the school colours on. And that was just why, you know? I get you trying to like fill out the audience. Oh, welcome on in, Shadow. I almost missed you there. How are you doing? How is the old bones treating you? This is your kayaking stuff, right, Wolf? The kind of not quite Duke of Edinburgh stuff. Okay, my mistake. QCE. Oh, is it QCE? Is that the final exam stuff? Ooh, that's not great. Well, on Wednesday, as you may have seen in the Discord, I had some technical issues over here at JAO HQ. Somehow a RAM stick had unseated itself in the stream PC. Like, it was still in the slot. I just had to like press it in with my thumb a little bit. Just like push it in. I wasn't even forcing it in. And I was like, okay, yeah, that works. But it was probably for the best, because I definitely wanted a day off on Wednesday, to be honest. It was actually a blessing in disguise. What's the next step? Are you just are you like in a moon boot or something, or are you just in regular civilian clothes? Yeah, okay, so it's the final exam stuff. Yeah, that's not fun. Down in New South Wales, we've got the HSC, as some of you might be aware. And I swear it's like some sort of arcane science. It doesn't make much sense. Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, it's like you say, it's a definite improvement at least. Moving to an elasticated bandage. Will you be back driving with the elasticated bandage, or do you still have to wait a little bit longer? Man, I was too. No joke. In year 11 and 12, I passed 2 exams. Only 2 in my whole year and 3/4 of those 2 years. The second last exam and the final exam. That was it. No, yeah, absolutely, Shadow. You want to... No, you don't want to have to go back down to another cast or something, or worse, have it damaged in a way that can't be fixed. So is that like an area thing, Wolf? Like you have to calculate you're calculating the area? Like what subject are you doing car park design for? Ooh, what have we upgraded to, Shadow? Interesting. I feel like I did maybe once or twice have a take-home assignment for maths, but for the most part it was like homework and exams. I'm just really not good at studying. I mean, I'm not good at maths, or at least according to the exams, I wasn't that good at maths. Interesting. So what makes this one better or nicer than the last one you had? Because the last one you had sounded pretty nice. What are the new toys that you're getting? I'll take your word for it, Wolf. Camera mirror. Oh, like one of the rear view mirror, the middle one. Oh, and a digital dash. Ooh. Sounds like something I'd have to do, like at work. There's a lot of, well, maybe not a lot, but much of work, you have to be balancing it with what councils want, and they often will want, you know, X amount of the site has to be landscaped area. And that X amount of that has to be behind the building, beside the building, in front of the building, all of these kind of different things. So that's kind of interesting. I wouldn't say really good, but I don't know, maybe. I have had a bit of practice of that kind of stuff, I think, if I'm imagining the question correctly. I mean, all I want for my car is Android Auto and cruise control. Those 2 items would be like game-changing. Check it out once we win this race. We are gaining on Wolf. Okay, we can do better than that. We can defeat Wolf on this corner. I'm pretty sure of it. Okay, it was a bit more violent than I would have liked, but we got around. Alright, let's check out this whip that Shadow's gotten. Okay, interesting. The inside is looking mighty plush. We got 2 USBs there. Lovely jubbly. That's a weird spot for the parking brake though. Front right of the dashboard. But it does look like a nice whip. I do find the idea of electric handbrakes just a little bit weird for me.
400 meters. Turn left.
I mean, I'm almost certain they're better in a lot of ways. But yeah, I like the idea that the handbrake is,
In 100 meters.
I guess, manual.
Right.
But you know,
Turn left.
even if all the electronics fail, I can at least apply one brake.
In 200 meters. Turn left.
But I guess for trucks, it's not like you're needing to. Yeah, you're not going to be drifting too much. At least I
It
imagine.
is safe to do so. 400 meters. Turn left. In 200 meters. You will arrive at your destination.
Got the power, but no drifting. All power, no brakes. Do be like that sometimes. Damn. It really is more power, baby. I imagine that would have a lot of get up and go without a trailer. Yeah, my goodness, that's a lot of torque. Get out of it. Actually, a truck would be pretty good at drifting in that it would have it's got like so many gears, you'd probably be able to get it in like just the right sweet spot to be able to drift around it without having it redline too much. Oh yeah, the trial for me as well was really tight too, Shadow. It was a real touch and go for a while there. The second race almost looked like we were going to lose that, but we somehow pulled it out. I can't remember how. And at the end, the guy in last place overtook someone and then put us above the red team, the AI, by like 50 points. Oh, well done. I won one of them. I can't remember which one. The second race, I think. I used the Veloster. Because I had 3 of them and I hadn't used any of them once. They all had the new tag next to them. Well, as long as you, Brocker, as long as you don't look at my screen, and then like try and move the controller. Classic getting confused at like a one-screen LAN party or something. It's a nice car, the Veloster. I would happily own one. I like it as well because it's just a little bit quirky. There were definitely some people that were rolling stock, I think. Oh, I think they left. I think one of them left pretty quickly, but I can't remember. I think mine would have been significantly better if it was a 800. Because as I often do, I had a more handling build going on. And if I'd had a little bit more PI, I would have been able to just push it a bit further in terms of the power output. MG7 over here. I had basically stock horsepower. Just with a, exhaust upgrade. Oh, and possibly an air filter, I can't remember.
In 200 meters, turn sharp right. Turn sharp right.
How many gears have we got in this bad boy? 9 gears, okay. Well, Inadequate, you have come to the right stream.
200 meters, turn left.
There will almost always be one fox. And if you're lucky, there might even be 2.
In 400 meters, turn left.
I really wish that in the
Turn left.
in the inevitable sequel to this game, they do a little bit of love to the interior view. I would dearly love for the sat-nav screen to actually display the minimap when you're inside. I think that would be so choice. That too. That would be pretty sick.
Turn sharp left.
But I think that's, for better or worse, a little bit unrealistic, unfortunately. In that I can't really see Playground Games doing that.
In 200 meters, turn sharp
And or I can't see, I think more realistically, I can't see the different companies allowing them to do that.
Turn sharp right.
Because the Ionix 6 that was added to the game, I haven't really touched it because it doesn't really have that much in the way of like engine customization or anything like that. Sure, it's an electric car, so there's just inherently less. But you can't even, slap a Rimac in it or whatever. And that's almost certainly because Hyundai didn't let them. Like, I almost guarantee that Playground Games could have if they wanted to. Like, it would have just been a line of code, right? Well, Shadow, you're lucky. I was sitting down at the time. What is the electric car that you like to drive? Oh, I gotta wash my mouth out, says Shadow. Are you sure those pain meds aren't doing something to you? Or haven't done something to you? Oh yes. No, I heard good things about it. It also does look really nice. I also want to, I am quite tempted to buy that Chinese car pack. Cypster, which is a weird name, and the Wuling, the little Wuling, looks fantastic. I would love to drive that car.
At the roundabout, take the second exit. Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Yeah, I heard that. It's crazy. It also looks really good with the wide body kit.
400 meters. Turn left.
Like, it's very interesting seeing that car in contrast with the Ioniq 6, where clearly the people at Wuling were like, just go for it, Forza, just do what you want. And the people at Hyundai were like, no, we will tell you what you can add to it, and you can only add this. Thank you. And I honestly think that it is to that car's detriment as a result. Yeah, the hatchback one, I really like that too. I think that is a really kind of neat car. You can have a V8 in it if I remember correctly. And it also just looks kind of cool. I've always thought the Lycancos are kind of cool with their weird, I don't know what you'd call it, the top kind of claw. Oh, the saloon? Yeah, that's cool too. With the top claw headlights, running lights. I think that's a unique take on running lights on headlights. I think the Lycancos in general are pretty cool. Like the saloon, I think I prefer the hatchback a bit more, but the saloon is cool nonetheless. I don't think I vibed with it when it first came out, but I've definitely grown to like it a lot more.
You have arrived at your destination.
Yep, that sure is the location. Ooh, we're getting fast cars. Yeah, I mean, look, I like the Lycanco, don't get me wrong. I don't think it's worth importing it though, unfortunately. But that's a bit of an undertaking. What do we want to break out? Well, let's break out the S1, the Celine S1. Oh yeah? We've got some sort of leasing arrangement in terms of like renting it to other owners. I feel like that's something that Elon Musk talked about years ago in terms of being able to like send your car off to do like Uber runs or whatever. Interesting. I can see it being very sensible, particularly if you live in somewhere like, London or Paris, where you don't really need a car day to day, but maybe you want one for a trip out to Calais from either city, really. So it's the kind of thing that you maybe would like to own twice, maybe 4 times a year. I can see that being quite useful. Even if you do own like an electric car, like a little Wuling, and you want something with a bit more range for a week or a weekend away. That's an interesting idea, and I can see that really taking off with like I could see myself doing that. I am so happy as well, Wolf. I'm sleeping in. Oh yeah, the Elden Ring DLC is coming out. I'm less excited for that because I don't especially care. Because as we saw in what was it, Jedi Fallen Order? That's the one. I have little patience for those kind of games, unfortunately. They're Souls-likes. I believe in you, Kat. You can do it. You can make it through. Also, I'm just excited to be on the Easter long weekend countdown as well. Looking forward to that. It's a little bit earlier than I would like it this year, but that's all right. We can make it work. Good. Do you reckon that subscription thing is something you'd take up, Shadow? Could you see yourself doing that? Yeah, I can definitely imagine that. Particularly when you're kind of semi-trapped in your house. With the whole leg situation. I can see that being, yeah. I'm like, oh, I better do something else. Yeah. No, I think you'd definitely be the most, if in a weird way, the most traditional car ownership guy, I think, in the chat. I mean, I can't speak for Inadequate. I don't know their opinions on car ownership quite as well as yours. Yeah. I remember, I think it was for the Renault Zoe, the little electric car that Renault had in France. They had a similar situation, except like you owned the car, but then if you wanted to go on a road trip out of the city where you didn't have the range for that, you could buy a battery trailer. Or, sorry, rent a battery trailer from Renault for the weekend. Interesting. You sticker up your car. That is interesting. Really wish I had the confidence or like commitment to put stickers on things. I've got a sticker here that I got from the one con that I've been to ever, and I haven't taken it off of its backing. Just sitting on my desk, but I don't know where I'd want to put it. And I'm fairly confident that if I put it somewhere, I'd feel like I put it in the wrong spot. Let's get in the... Oh. Oh, levitating cars. This is futuristic. It was a pretty cool looking map. Very cyberpunk. Look at that tower. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a fair point. You do need to be able to convey your position on things. And there's no faster way than having a bumper sticker. Took me a while to figure out what you were talking about, but yes, it would make Johnny proud. Johnny Silverhand. Very cyberpunk. There's not maybe as many like holographic billboards as there probably should be, but very cool map. So I feel a little bit like underdressed, you know? My car is definitely not futuristic enough. If anything, I need to be in like the Ioniq 6 or something. Hell, even like something like the Lycan Co that we were talking about before. It's something a bit more futuristic, you know? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, this is a very cool map. I didn't even realize that we looked back on ourselves, but of course we did. What we jumped down into. Okay. It's very clever as well, like the smoke just makes it feel a lot larger, but it also feels natural for there to be this fog or smoke around. I'll be honest, that is how I've always recognized cars, or like I feel like I have always done that. Not a flex or anything like that. But I definitely feel like the headlights or the taillights are definitely the part of the car that I will determine its make or model off of first. I'm probably not as good as I used to be. I'm not as up on the scene as I was. Yeah. As I've mentioned many times, big fan of any car that's got the full width rear ones. Big fan. Wow, we crushed. I mean, that's partly probably like the event lab makers' fault. They may have been a bit more lenient going around the circuit than the AI would be around an official one. Okay, I'm going to travel back to Mexico, but in the meantime, I'm just going to go fill up my bottle and go to the bathroom. I will return. Alright, gamers, we're back. And we're all done in terms of the playlist. Like, we've gotten what we wanted out of it. There's no other new vehicles in here. We're just gonna wait for Europe to turn up next week. In the meantime, however, well, I want to have a look at the event lab. See what the world has put forward. Okay, Battle Volume 3 Night. I don't know if we've done that. Because I feel like we've done Bridge Over Puddled Water. And the Forza Apex BP. And Sci-Fi we've definitely done. But I don't remember. And that one, I think. Ladaris, cool. And Neon City, but I don't think we've done this one. The Toge Battle Volume 3 Night. And I'm always up for a canyon event. Thought by Country? Jump to? Man. Go the Honda NSX, but we're not going to. I think the MX-5 might be a goer. Or the 370Z, that's also a nice good choice. 1,000 perhaps? Oh wait, hold on. Let's go this one, because it sounds the nicest, to be honest. An old-fashioned straight six. Okay, the brakes are not quite as good as I thought they were. Good to know. After I've slammed right into the wall. Thank you, Stay Healthy Bot. Appreciate it. Appreciate your concern. Your genuine and kind of programmed concern. Oh, did we do this? I feel like I remember that. Remember any other part of this? No. Bloody painful. Oh, I crashed the game. I don't think I've ever done that. In the entire time I've played this game. I don't think I've ever crashed it. That was impressive. Fake crash. GTA 5 fake crash. Which of you guys voted for that? How dare you? How dare you scare me like that by having a fake crash? Well, we're relaunching it. I'm going to put up a poll probably this weekend if I remember. in the Discord just asking what genre of game I should look at next. In terms of once we finish GTA, for example. What do we want to replace that with? Alan Wake? Alrighty. I mean, that's definitely a suggestion, and one that I am quite partial to. Welcome on in, Boomerang Bud. We're just
to start.
rebooting Horizon 5 after I somehow crashed it for the first time ever. How are you doing? You're having a bit of trouble there
Press
vibrating.
A button to start.
Tipsy bell shocked, huh?
Press X button for
Oh,
accessibility.
from tipsy tuned. Okay. Getting kind of like Boldy from Boldy Basics vibes from that thing as well, though. Maybe that's because I'm not as big a Pokemon fan as some people. Having literally never played a Pokemon game. Okay, well, we won't be having a look at that. Oh, the capture crashed. Excellent. We won't be having a look at that. Special map again. Welcome back, Shadow. We just crashed the game somehow. I'm just rebooting the old capture. Probably should. Like, I feel like I should once, right? Maybe that's something I can do for the, Oh, hell yeah. Shadow's living the life over there.
Welcome back, comrade.
Here we go online. That's probably a safer bet, right? Hopefully. I think I want to go over to a different Veloster. Let's take it to A1. Oh, A7, A800, A1. Like I don't know the PI system for Forza. I'll admit, not a big tea drinker, so I'm already at a disadvantage, but I don't think I've ever actually dunked a biscuit. My day was alright, Boomerang Bud, though I'm in Sydney and it was really quite tropical. Like there was a bit of a storm in the afternoon and the whole day definitely felt like it was like there's a storm coming. You know, that kind of heavy feeling you get. Yeah, I've seen enough ads or, you know, TV to know that it can be a gamble. Oh, did you have like a bomb threat or something, Wolf? Is that why you had a silent lockdown I'm assuming at your school? It's pretty good. It's pretty good, Boomerang. It's expensive though, there's no denying that, but outside of that, pretty good. I mean, we've already shot past our previous budget of PI. But that's alright, we can keep on going. The trouble is, I've mentioned it before, I'm almost certain, I just don't like hot drinks. Like even hot chocolate? Nah, warm chocolate at the most. Oh, we've got a white body kit? Why did no one tell me this? Oh, hell yeah, that looks so much better. If I had known we had a white body kit... Oh. Ah. Forget about it. It's still very nose heavy though. 62% front. Could do an all-wheel drive though. Autumn is around the corner and I'm very much looking forward to that. Because after autumn, winter, and that is my favorite season. How does that not help acceleration? I know it would be hard for some of our northern hemispherian friends like Shadow to appreciate that. But yeah, winter, so nice. Just a nice change from the heat. They do, but I think, like, if someone came to me and was like, you're getting moved, do you want to go somewhere hot or somewhere cold? I would say I want to move somewhere cold, thank you. Or like colder than where I am. Did I change? Yeah, we are all-wheel drive. Okay. Did I change the gearbox though? I don't think I did, but it doesn't matter. But that's not uncommon though. Like, I originated from a very hot place, Australia. I really don't like the heat that much. Like, I can tolerate it, and I can probably tolerate it better than perhaps yourself or Shadow, but I don't enjoy it. You know, I've got friends or whatever who are like, oh, you know, summer's my favorite season. No. Couldn't be me. Can't. Oh, I just gotta turn off the blue light filter that came on. Can't stand summer. I feel like, and particularly more recently, it's just very tropical in Sydney, which just makes it doubly suck. Of course, because we're now on different color scheme, so the paint groups are going to affect things different. Yeah, it's just a black side skirt now. That's just how it is. Does look interesting, the blue and orange though. End up with the silt at the bottom of the cup. Is that the message? Because if it's not, then no, it didn't. Sorry. And I don't think it was picked up by Automod. Like, I can't see anything here waiting to be sent through. No, I didn't see that message. But, okay. That does seem very on brand for you. They have some really weird cafes over there in Japan. Butler. Okay, I think I've gone down a anime hole here. Oh, we could get Peppermint Butler though. Perhaps. I think this is definitely one car that lends itself to an asymmetric pattern, because you can kind of see it here. Where's the mouse? Yeah, there we are. The door on the other side finishes there. You can see it there, and that is far further forward than where this door finishes. So you almost need two separate things, because if you line them up by the door, it's just not going to work. And now for the risky search of the night. Made. slightly less risky than I thought it would be. Which is lucky, because I thought it was going to be real risky. Oh yeah, classic maid stuff. Sepsis. Would you go to Nintendo Land over there? I am personally ambivalent. I do enjoy like Roller Coaster Tycoon and those kind of things, but I'm pretty nonplussed about like actually going to them. The theme parks. This is not a great maid now that I think about it. I feel like we can do better. Let's go for the second, possibly riskier search term. Oh, that's all right, inadequate. Enjoy your day, and fear not, the weekend is not long away for you. You can do it. We believe in you. Yeah, Femboy just doesn't turn up much. This orange and kind of dark egg blue is really growing on me though. It's kind of like a burnt bronze almost. I mean, that'll do. We are just going to take it online. We're not really doing too much to it though. Yes, it does. You're right. I am like really vibing with it. I'm just looking for a sticker on the back. Ignore the lunar stuff. Try and calm down. It is classic golf colors. Just ooh-woo. Yeah, that'll do. Simple. Classy, one might even say. I'm going to say that'll do. Yes, I did. I feel like if I'm honest, let's get rid of that. Replace it with this. Bit smaller than that though. Potato to touch. Have it there. That'll do. A little bit. Just trying to make sure that you're paying attention. It's all about that, what is it, viewer retention. Some people have, you know, Subway Surfers on part of their screen. I put furries on my car. You know, we're all out of here trying to get that viewership up. Look at those jet tips on this car now. Damn. Yeah, I think we've definitely into the oversteer actually. Nope. And that down. And that up a bit. And that down. And that way. That way. Turn that way. Oh, actually, maybe not. Turn that the other way a little bit. Leave that there. The diff doing. That's probably about right. Turn that down a skosh. I think it would. I think it would. It's the kind of car that I could see being fun to drive, or comfortable at least to drive to the track. Fun to drive around the track, and then comfortable to drive home again. Okay, we've still got a lot of oversteer. Particularly the Veloster N that we're looking at here. Which I don't think we ever... I don't think the Veloster N ever made it down under, unfortunately. No, none at all. I think firstly, I think we want this to be a lot more closer to 50%. I am entirely with you, Taroko. I do not like drifting one bit. Let's really soften up that rear. One of my, not quite favorite things to do, but one of the things I will do is, particularly on this over here, the kind of hill climb up the side, try and get as few points on the drift zone as possible, because that's, in theory, that means the car is gripping really well. Okay, I think we've kind of gotten the... Yeah, the oversteer is a little bit more in hand now. To the point where it's a bit more manageable. I mean, yeah. I might dislike it, but there is definitely something very impressive about the people that can do it. There's no denying that. There's no denying that it takes skill to do it well. I'm just not a person that can, unfortunately. Better or worse? Let's go road first. Let's show off this color scheme as best we can. Tell you what, the more I look at this burnt copper, that's probably the best way to put it, and blue, the more I like it. Yeah, I'll have it. I'll have it sideways, whether I want it to be sideways or not. I have gone sideways once, like IRL, and it was entirely unintentional. I was on my P plates, I think on my green P plates, which is like the last step before you go to a full license. If I remember correctly, you're on it for like 2 years. And I'd gone to pick up my brother from a friend's house. He'd gone over to, you know, like a play date or whatever you want to call it. And it had just rained, and I was going around a relatively tight roundabout, and I gave it too many beans. So it was a front engine car, front engine, front wheel, obviously front engine, and the back just started to spin around, you know, over rotate. And, you know, just the need for speed kicked in. Turn left, turn against the spin, because I was turning right around the roundabout. Nailed it. Got it back under control, didn't crash, didn't make a fool of myself or nothing. And I think it convinced my brother for a long time, possibly even to this day, that I'm a really good driver. And far cooler than I actually am. I think part of the reason though that I'd be really hesitant to like actually do a drift, I think it's almost like a performance anxiety kind of thing. Like I'd be afraid that I just wasn't as cool or like as good as I thought I'd be. You know? Like you drive these car games or whatever and you're like, yeah, I'd be... You don't necessarily say it out loud, but you've got this kind of general feeling that like, yeah, I'd be like ace when it comes to going around a circuit, or like maybe not ace, but like better than the average person. And I'd be, I don't know, super worried, I guess, super concerned that I'd get to the track and then just be like, nah, actually, bro, you're pretty trash. The real advantage about this car and the scheme that we have on it currently, oh yeah, absolutely it is that we can really decide how people want to view us by choosing which side we want to overtake them on. Like those guys probably don't think much of it because they just saw Peppermint Butler as opposed to Luna. We can really kind of present a different person. It's almost like a Jekyll and Hyde scenario. Maybe the next, because we've got the third Veloster in the garage that we haven't touched yet. You do like a two-face scenario. But you've got two very distinct kind of cuttons? What the hell was I trying to say there? Colors and like wraps. I probably should. Like, I'm even a little bit spooked by the idea of going go-karting for the same reason. Bruh, really? Okay, well, I don't know if Mr. Skyline was going after me or rutulent canoe? What the hell is a rutulent? And why does it sound like a slur? Have you done, I mean, imagine you have, Shadow. Have you done a track day? Or has anyone else in the chat done a track day before? Yeah, this is the Forza I know with the argy-bargy. How did he find it? How did he find the track day? Did it measure up with like what you thought it would be, or was it just a completely different kettle of fish? Yeah, I think it's definitely something that I'd start off very slow. Like, as I've said, I've never even go-karted. So was that a kind of thing where you took your own cars? Or was it one of those, say one of those, like I know, one of those ones where they get provided a car? Okay, yeah. We did want to, before we sold, I'll just open it up before I forget. We had a Mitsubishi 380. Okay, I'll just put that there, so we can look at it later. And that was probably the most powerful car that either of us have driven at this point. Oh, then again, my brother has driven a Tesla, so that might take the cake. But we were very tempted to take that out on a track before we got rid of it, but we just didn't get around to it. I mean, speaking of Forza track days, just as a reminder, we've got the community night, finally again, next Saturday, the 2nd of March. We'll just be in Forza Horizon 5 this time. I'll put out a proper advertisement post. Usual time? Usual time. It's the affiliate anniversary. So I'll probably I'll probably jump on and do some stuff earlier, but kickoff will be at 8 PM Australian Eastern Daylight Time. So normal time, whatever that is for you. Please do. I'm tempted to start the stream earlier, maybe like 3 hours earlier at 5, and just have a look at the event lab or something. Just because I haven't had a look at that yet, and I keep saying I will. I also need to figure out what the competition's going to be. I've got a vague idea of the theme. And a kind of meta-narrative, if you will. I just need to figure out what the experiments, if you will, the point distribution events will be. Ooh, ooh. Oh, hell yeah. Get in there, Shelby. Go for it. And need to contact my Brazilian modeling friend. Hopefully debuting the old 3D VTuber. Oh, that sucks, man. You weren't here at the time, but I have picked up an Apple iPad Mini 5, or 5 Mini. I don't know where the number goes on that. Mini 5, I think. And that's now the Stream Deck. So that is a pretty nice upgrade. Hopefully you don't have to, like, you know, get the USB port or the battery swapped out. That'd suck. It's just a lot of work. Oh, hey, we arrived for all 3 races. That almost never happens on our first run. Well done, us. Yeah, absolutely. I like shopping for new tech, don't get me wrong, but I think I like it when it's under like my own timeline. You know, when it's not, oh, something's broken, gotta fix it now. Yeah, absolutely, having that second screen, super useful. I used to definitely poo-poo having a second screen before I watched Twitch. But having a second screen, whether it's a monitor or like a phone or a tablet, so you can have the stream up and a chat next to it to see what's being said, super useful. That's impressive. Is that for like Truck Simulator? Wow. So much peripheral vision. Next you'll be saying that they're mounted in the windshield of an old truck. You've hooked up like all the pedals and the buttons and the steering wheel to the game, so you just pop in an old truck cabin and that's your simulator rig. I think the only upgrade that I would really like to get in terms of sim rigness would be one of those like actual seats things with the like position for the pedals and the steering wheel and stuff, rather than having to sit at the desk in a somewhat unnatural driving position. Someone fell off. Okay, is that you? Rower Stalker? Oh, you're Talker? It looks bloody similar there. I mean, a little bit, yeah. You haven't finished your first project car.
I'm on power, baby.
Come on, around the corner, let's go. I mean, I definitely feel like I'm the same. Maybe not in terms of like project cars, but I've had like a real urge to learn Spanish because I've connected with a friend through Twitch and Twitter even, who's Mexican, to have a look at drawing again. I was always, particularly at school and high school, big on like concept drawing for cars and stuff. Getting into that, but like in a digital sense maybe. Blender. I want to try and do some of that stuff, even just on a pragmatic level, to add it into the stream, to redo some of the stream stuff. I feel like I've got 1,000 projects, and then whenever I get a free time, I just don't work on any of them. Either because I've got stuff that I need to do, or because I'm just like, I could do that, or I could not do that. And when it comes down to it, I just feel so much more like, yeah, I just won't do that. Oh man, that would be the dream, right? Having a JMS original imported in. So I'd have to make it so that you could like, oh, excuse me, hiccups. Like manipulate it, you know, stretch it and do all that stuff. Because that's arguably my favorite part of the game. All the stretching, the pushing and the pulling. What are we doing? Let's go to 365 GTB/. I'm almost certain it's not going to win any races, but it's probably going to be one of the classiest cars in here. My kind of flagship car is the I didn't have, like, Zhao wasn't as big an icon, I guess, for lack of a better term, back then. It wasn't a figure. It wasn't corporeal in the same way. So the car company was called Salamander. I don't know why. I think at the time I just thought, that sounds kind of neat. And the flagship model of the car company was called the Raidir. Raidir. Yeah, that sounds right. I mean, you know, kind of utter nonsense, but no difference from like the Nissan Qashqai or whatever. And it was a 4-door rear-engine super saloon / super GT. Kind of like your CLS or Audi A7s or an 8 Series, BMW 8 Series is probably another equivalent. Even back in like year 9. Yeah, I think that's when I first penned it, year 9 or so. I was of the opinion that it would be a probably a V6 or something. A 6-cylinder with a hybrid drivetrain. So you could get that quick acceleration off the line. Probably all-wheel drive. And ideally, quite low. I can't remember. I think I had like some specifications. It was probably mid-rear rather than rear. I'll have to have a look. I wrote it all down, and I'm almost certain that I've got it in a book somewhere. I think I found it the other day. I was like, I should scan this in so I can show chat. The real disappointment for me, it must have been like year 7 or 8 that I first penned this car. Because back then, in year 8, in PowerPoint 2003, you can draw custom polygons. Okay, cool. So what I did, I scanned it in, put it into PowerPoint, drew custom polygons all over the car, and then you can put a gradient on the car. On the polygon. So then I colored all these polygons in, so I basically did like a 3D render in PowerPoint. And I lost it when I had my computer reimaged one day. I'm still devastated by that. But yeah, I'll be 100% down for that. Like doing a 3D model of that and then putting into the anything. I mean, BeamNG is the obvious go-to. I think if I did it again, I don't know. I think I'd do the same engine and drivetrain and what have you. But I think I'd be also quite tempted to do like a rear-wheel drive. I feel like I've come a lot more onto rear-wheel drive recently. Okay, so we've got a Jackass. Awesome. Very cool. Yeah. Two-tone Arab, not really doing a service to the car, nor to his name. I mean, I can kind of understand that behavior if you're buying for first place, right? You've at least got stakes. There's something that you're fighting for. We're fighting for 7th place, buddy. 7th place. Second last. I appreciate that it's, you know, last is pretty bad, but it's second last. Come on. We're really not playing for sheep stations here. We're barely even playing for sheep. We're playing for hay. Oh, that's the asphalt, all right. The 360 CS, another choice car. Maybe that's what I have wanted to do, presentations on stream. Maybe I should do a presentation of the cars that I drew back like over 10 years ago. Because basically what would happen is, except for the Radiator, the 4-door rear engine Super Saloon, I basically see a car either, well, most likely in Top Gear magazine, the UK one that we used to get down here, or the or Top Gear itself, and then go, what does the JSM version look like? What's the JSM spin on this thing? And probably because I was very Audi filled at the time, I never had like a split grille. There was always one big one on the cars. And I don't think I ever really thought much about transmissions either, now that I think about it. I hadn't really learnt about transmissions at that point. For lack of a better word. But yeah, actually, I could definitely set it up like some sort of either board meeting or like an earnings call or something. You know, chats the shareholders or something. I'm getting some ideas. As I said, it is the affiliate anniversary next year. I mean, absolutely. If I could absolutely put them into automation, that would be the dream. Because then you can do, like, it's relatively limited, but the automation, like, photography stuff is pretty cool. Obviously, you could do a bit more in, like, Blender or something. And if I'm already modeling them in Blender now that I think about it, I might as well just do it in there. But, yeah, just the ability to take a photo shoot of the cars is very cool. The one, I mean, I haven't obviously learnt Blender. That's part of the reason why this conversation started. But the one thing that I don't like about Blender is it's very kind of vibes based. In that there's not really a huge amount of like precise measurement stuff. And I definitely have come from a world where that is the case. I mean, I feel like I mentioned this when we were talking about the Ultimate Racing game. I would definitely do that, where I'd follow the GTA or the Watch Dogs route, or like the Burnout route, where you don't have official licensed cars. You don't pay for the licensing. So you get your designers, your modelers, to make the JSF, the MSF version of the cars, you know? What does the Ford, what is it, 250 or 350, whatever's there, what does the ultimate racing game version of that look like? And I think you could do a lot of fun with that, because then you could do DLC in a similar vein to the DLC that they have in like City Skylines, where you coordinate with a model maker, like a mod maker who's already making mods to the game, and you sell them on. Smokey! You didn't have to do that at all. Also, why didn't the thing play?
Here comes the money.
There we go.
Here we go. Money talk.
Welcome on in, sir. How have you been? That's a hell of an entrance. How have you been? I've been well. It's been pretty humid though around these parts. Yeah, I think if the car companies are going to be as restrictive as they are in like Forza Horizon as to what you can do to the car and like what playground game can do to the car, stuff them. Just cut them out of the thing. I understand that there will be people that are miffed or bummed that they can't drive their Golf GTI or whatever around the course. But I think ultimately it's probably better for the game. think it allows for a lot more creative freedom in terms of the design of the game and how things in the game work. And if you want to add it in, you could probably mod it in, like you can in BeamNG, for example. Yeah, it's been quite busy at work for me as well. So the one benefit of that is I am in air-conditioned comfort, and today that was definitely desirable. That said, before work I went to a second-hand book fair, and I picked up a Tony Hawk game, Plants vs. Zombies on PC, and something else. So pretty good stuff today. Because I think I mentioned it literally a year ago at this point. I picked up an old Acer laptop off of Council Cleanup. It's a really big one. It's a 17-inch laptop. I've never seen one in the flesh. And I'm kind of tempted to like have that as the old games computer. So when I launch into the, older Need for Speeds or whatever, it doesn't just destroy the resolution in the desktop of my computer. I am kind of tempted to do that. I am enjoying GTA 5, but it is a lot of the same game for a long time. So I am kind of vibing doing something a bit different tomorrow. And Plants vs. Zombies might just be it. Because, again, and this is weird for a millennial to say, I don't think I actually played Plants vs. Zombies before. Now that is a good question. I'm going to say just gut reaction, probably not. I imagine they're kind of more in line with like Lotus, where they're the recipients of crate engines more than they are the creators of crate engines. But I'm not sure. That's a good question. I don't know, Smoke. I'm kind of looking forward to Euro Week, but then again, I am definitely more of a Euro fan than you. I'm hoping that you get something. I mean, this is Jao we're talking about, but I'm hoping we get something like the Polo GTI or things like that. Would be very interesting. Yeah, Benz is always a pleasure to have. Well, Benz is... Oh, it's a 450. Actually trying to think what cars I'd like to see. Yeah, well, wagons is definitely a good shout. What would I like to see? I mean, that's kind of par for the course. I don't really look at the Forza. I think I knew it in the back of my head that that's existed, but I didn't know it existed. Oh, the MC20 would also be right up there. I didn't think about that, but yes, I would like to see that. More Renaults perhaps would be nice. Scrolling past them just then. Ah, what the hell? We were talking about Mercedes, and this is actually a pretty good car to drive.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Damn it, Smokey, you need to chill out.
Here comes the
Not that I
money.
don't appreciate it, absolutely. But, come on, man. I do appreciate it a lot, though. Thank you very much. What else I'd like to see? I think I'd like to see some more French cars. Yeah, definitely. Like, I think it needs to... Ideally, it would go towards cars that are less... Or brands, I should say, that are less well catered to currently. Like, I'd like to see the Peugeot 309, whatever it is, the latest, like, GT. Interesting to see. I don't know what Citroen, if they've got a more modern car as well. Yeah. He's still up here. Up north, at least as far as I can see out of the window. Honestly, like, surprisingly at a loss as to what cars I actually would like to see. Oh, there's a new Alfa Romeo supercar on the horizon. And I would be interested in that. Oh, what about the, what's that French car that you mentioned before? Like, streams ago, the SUV from, like, the 70s that predicted the SUV way back then. I didn't mind this season too much. I was mentioning before, I really liked the Lycan Co hatchback. I quite like that car. And I did like that they added the i30N. But I think the Ioniq 6 is a little bit of a whiff. I think an i20N would have been a better choice. Or even the Sonata. Oh, that's what they should add. Something really weird. The Aston Martin Lagonda. Or the repeat. I'd be happy with the repeat. For the Lagonda, either the original cheese wedge, or the new one. Really? Is it? Interesting. Oh, and I would really quite like a new TVR. Another one of the older ones. Like the... I need to look it up. I'll look it up once I finish this race. The one from Looney Tunes Back in Action. Came out in like 2003, I think. That was the first time I'd ever seen or heard of a TVR. Somehow my mum knew what it was. So, props to her. Hold on. I mean, Smokey, it's your money. I'm not going to say I don't benefit from this situation we've set up here, but I can't stop you, really. Can't, like, freeze you out.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money
Model
talk.
list.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
No, it's not the Griffith, not the Chimera. Yeah, it's the Tuscan, the TVR Tuscan. That's the one. I mean, it does look... It was used as a James Bond kind of car in Looney Tunes Back in Action, and it does look the business. Rover, what is it, the SD 3500? Would be a choice inclusion. SD1 3500. I was close. But yes, that would be a pretty choice inclusion. The Stag, yes. They would never want you to see this, guys. We have a transition to that. Like a breaking news thing, perhaps? I need to put that in. I have a notepad somewhere so I can like write these things down. And again, it's not exactly ideal writing things down position currently. The other car that I'd really like to see is the Maserati Murat. I think that's a very cool car. And I know it's a top tier car, but I think it's a very cool car. It was. I really felt like I just flew through the 20 points required to get the whatever it was. I can't even remember. That's how much I was worried about it. Oh, the MG7. Which, if I'm honest, it's a terrible name for a car. Why double up with the MG7? Just call it the 4. I guess I can't because of like the BMW 7 series. Well, they did the week before, right? They had 3 championships then. And they had 3 event labs. I think they just kind of ran out of steam on this last week. I really enjoyed the event labs. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was either the second or the first week of this season. I had to play it off stream because of a church camp. And I really enjoyed those event labs. They were really good. And I don't know if you were here for the sewer event lab that we did earlier in the stream. That was really good too. Ah, well, that's not great. Oh, of course, the ultimate car that I would like in the sewer one, that was cool. It's a damn shame if it glitched if you played it before. Ah, that sucks, man. Because that was legitimately a very cool map. Like, it just really nailed the vibe. I realized the car that I would actually desperately want to see in the Euro update. The Mercedes-Benz McLaren SLR. It'll almost certainly never happen, just due to the dual custody situation that it has. But that is 100% the car that I would like to see in this update. Thinking about it, there's probably a non-zero chance that we get the new Lotus SUV as well. The $143 million car. What the heck is that? Is that the actual IRL price tag? Oh, the 300 SLR. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, isn't it like the 722 SLR or something like that? Yeah, I think it was in 4? Maybe 3? I can't remember. It's definitely been around. Oh, okay. Lots of players. Taking a bit of time to congregate. I mean, I wouldn't say no to that, but I just want the OG. Particularly if it has a good engine swap, so I could have it without the supercharger. Because, as I've mentioned before, I'm not a huge fan of the whine of a supercharger, though I did kind of grow to like it in Need for Speed Carbon late last year. I'm sorry. I'll never say it again, Shadow. I apologize. I know it's a very Mercedes thing. The compressor and all. You go to the naughty corner and think about what you said. No one in this family will disrespect the supercharger on my watch. It's the only kind of forced induction that this family recognizes, and you know that. Oh, hell yeah. You being like a Shadow, you being a like broken mess because your child's come home with a turbocharged car. Like, I thought I taught them better than this. I offered to buy them an older Mercedes compressor. I mean, look at it this way, honey. At least they didn't buy like a BMW or an Audi. Oh, we got the anime truck. Get out of the house. No BMW owner will live under my roof. Smokey, I am so looking forward to the Easter long weekend. Not because of Good Friday burnouts, just because of Good Friday sleep-ins. See, here I am disrespecting the supercharger, and it's doing good for us here. Where's Brasher Nats? I take it that's an offshoot of Summer Nats, or like a similar festival. Come on, let's get this tofu livery car. Sydney Dragway, that makes sense.
I'm on power mode.
I feel like we have. I've got a lot going on, all right, Smokey. It's hard to keep track of all the burnout festivals that you go to. I mean, I can't imagine it would be super. I mean, I'm kind of conflicted. Like, it's a forced induction engine, so in theory it wouldn't be that difficult in terms of like fuel ratios and stuff like that. But I can't imagine it's super easy to convert a turbocharged engine to a supercharged engine. I mean, if nothing else, just physically, they're completely different processes. But I don't know, I haven't never even considered that as an option. Oh yeah, I mean, obviously. That just goes without saying that. Oh, that's a nice reward. I think I'll do one more. Now the question is, what car will I do it? We could do it in a truck. Porsche, perhaps? DeLorean, that'll be very unique. You do it in the Monaro. Do it in the Monaro, the Smoky. I mean, at that point, wouldn't it just be as easy just to take the engine from the Charger Red-Eye? Like, just do a whole engine swap, rather than having to shoehorn it in and disrespect Fritz, the AMG engine assembler, in the process? No, okay, fair enough. I mean, at that point, why don't you just get like an old 55? Slap it on in there. I think maybe it's because I was always a Holden man that I think I'm a bit more inclined towards natural aspiration when it comes to a V8 engine. Because as far as I can remember, at least the more commercially available Holdens were always naturally aspirated. Smokey will correct me if I'm wrong. I think Ford would often like supercharge or turbocharge, but Holden not so much. For better or worse. Ooh, that was lucky. We almost got taken out by Mr. Fast and Furious over there. I think maybe it's my hipster tendencies kicking in, but I think I do prefer them to turbochargers just because they're a bit more unique. Like, they're not as conventional, not as regular as a turbocharger. I also like the idea of them more for like a everyday use. The fact that you've got increased power or the constant torque. You've got the increased power across the entire band rather than at a certain point when the turbocharger kicked in. Particularly now that there's a lot of electric supercharger stuff, often in combination with a turbocharger. But it would be interesting just to do like an electric supercharger only for on like a V8, like an AMG V8, and it was just electrically supercharged. What would that be like? What would that look like? Because then you wouldn't have the parasitic load running the supercharger. I don't know how much that is, like in terms of compared to the supercharger. Like the benefits of the supercharger compared to the negatives. That's quite a nice car. I forgot. Forgot that every now and then we make a pretty sweet car on this channel, and that is one of them. You should go real, like, 1960s shadow and stick a gas turbine in your truck. Real 1960s concept car Futurama stuff. Oh, the MG7's winning. Well done them. I'm surprised that they don't supercharge diesel engines, now that I think about it. Your comment about the truck. Like, I know that supercharger increases torque a lot more than, or at least a lot more practically than a turbocharged does. But I feel like a diesel would be more adept at, like, dealing with the negatives that a supercharger presents. Like, I think a diesel would handle having to run a supercharger off of the crankshaft a lot easier than a turbo. But maybe I'm clearly not an engineer, an engineologist, so I don't know. Oh, this hill climb again. This is like the fourth time we've done it tonight. I don't dislike it, but getting a little bit repetitive. That V8. I would say Australian, but it's probably a GM LS. Two-stroke diesel. I imagine that is just the worst possible engine for the environment. I haven't even considered the idea of having a two-stroke diesel until this moment. High revving, really? This engine is fascinating. This high revving diesel is not something that goes together in my mind. Diesels have always been strokey boys. And I guess that just means that they're less likely to rev. Actually, that's what you should get. Speaking of revving, that's what you should get in your truck. A supercharged rotary engine. Just to really make everyone go, what the hell is Shadow doing over there with this rotary supercharged truck? Nothing says towing capacity like having peak torque at about 6,000 RPM. I mean, I feel like you could probably do a diesel rotary engine, right? If you use the rotors to compress the fuel and oxygen mixture. Bloody difficult, though. Thank you for that, Jada. Oh, we're second. Beating Gaming Dude. That means we're the Gaming Dude. We're gaming better than Gaming Dude is. Relax, you're doing fine? Oh, thanks, man. I was really concerned. What I would like to see is the single most bananas possible option for engines for your car, for your truck, sorry, is let's say you've got, it's a 6x4 or 4x6? No, 6x4. 4 driven wheels at the back underneath the trailer. You then have 4 regular 4-cylinder diesel engines instead of 1 larger diesel engine. So you have 1 diesel engine per driven wheel. Just like a real middle finger to the engineer that has to work on it. You could probably do like a V. Like, I'm trying to think. Could you do like a V16? Except it's separated. So you've got a V16 engine, right? So you've got conjoined camshafts and crankshafts. Except every 4 cylinders, there's a gap, and there's like a power output. So you've got like 4 separate power outputs to a transmission or something. Why you would do that? I don't know. Be funny though. Because I'm kind of trying to simplify my original plan of having 4 separate engines. What if you had 1 engine with 4 separate outputs? So you didn't have to have 4 camshafts and, 4 sets of crankshafts, 4 pulleys, 4 belts, for all of this. You just had 1 really messed up crankshaft and a couple of really messed up camshafts. Hell yeah. I was thinking about the truck without the trailer, and I was like, well, what about a flat 4 front engine, front wheel drive truck? I was like, but that's not taking into account all the weight. So I was like, all the weight will be at the front. The cabin's at the front. But then I was like, yeah, but what about the trailer? Doesn't work now. Damn it. It's like, What are the cursed, but somewhat somewhat practical engines to be slapping Shadow's truck. I mean, the other one is you could always go for the old reliable. You could go steam. You can get plenty of torque when it comes to a steam engine. The other thing you could do is just have the world's most just obscene gears. So you could have like a conventional like hatchback diesel engine. So it's got a bit more torque than normal, but it is geared to within like an inch of its life. Like first gear is minuscule, but has an enormous amount of torque. Just the world's largest reduction gear. I think at this point we're looking at like a quad stick engine. The amount of gears we'd have to go through, it'd have to be a quad stick engine. Or some sort of like idealized CVT automatic gearbox. So it's always like within the the 500 RPM or whatever band that we've got. There's one engine it's like really space efficient, but all of the space that you saved on it having this smaller engine is taken up with this enormous gearbox. Yeah, Gladiator. Oh. Alright, let's quit out of here, and I just want to show you the car that I drifted by accident. You know, just casual Jow stuff. Bit of Jow lore. Yep. I was just looking up this bad boy right here. Mitsubishi 380. That probably ended up killing Mitsubishi in Australia in kind of like any reasonable sense. It was a front wheel drive car. Well, yeah, when in drift, I ain't streaming, I'm drifting. Bet your ass. It was rough. Like, it just didn't sell well. And as I say up here, they invested like, where was it? Yeah, $600 million. And this is back in 2005. That was worth a lot more money. You could buy a lot more with $600 million. Like, I think they had really big plans for it and stuff like that. Because they were also planning on selling it in America under the Galant name tag. But it just didn't work. I think it's because right at this time, petrol prices were like taking off. So a big 3.8 liter engine was not really what people were looking for at that time. Also, it was front wheel drive. That's not really what the Australian market wanted in their large cars. But I mean, it did have some beans. 175 kilowatts or 235 horsepower and 343 newton meters. So it only had a 5-speed automatic or manual. The other thing is it did have climate control, even on the base model, which is kind of cool. So like you could select a temperature and then it would cool to that. It was only a 1-zone climate control, but that was the first time we ever have climate control. And my car's newer than that and doesn't have climate control in it. Pretty neat. But like this is a more U-Butte version. And like it doesn't have any sat nav or anything like that. It's just a little bit dull. They also didn't have a performance model. Like they say here that there was like this performance model, but I don't think I've ever seen it in my life. Like at launch, they had the SX, I think it is, and it just had sports tuned suspension. So that's it. Even the VRX model, it just had sports tuned suspension and a boot spoiler. That's it. Not really much to note. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Sold 30,000 cars. Woo! So exciting. Well done. Big W for Mitsubishi. That was our family car for a long time. Because before this, we had a Magna. Not that one. We had the one... Not that one either. The one after that one. We had this one. In fact, it was in that color with those hubcaps. We had the 5-speed manual. That's fine. I don't remember very much about it, to be honest. It did have a CD player, which was cool. It had a cassette player, which is where I first encountered Tintin. We had the cassettes of the Tintin audio plays, or like radio plays, sorry. That was tight. Listening to those going on like a holiday, they were really cool. It just felt like it was there, you know? Really cool. But yeah, little bit of I think that basically killed the manufacturing in, I mean, it didn't help the manufacturing in Australia, that's for sure. That's definitely the last Mitsubishi produced car, like designed and produced in Australia car. Damn, who thought $600 million on an Australian car was a good idea? Yeah, make or break. Anyway. So tomorrow, I'll be back. Oh, and also before I go, this was the TVR I was talking about before. TVR Tuscan. I distinctly recognize that grille from the Looney Tunes. I mean, it's a good looking car. So it had a more conventional steering wheel than that, like with airbags and what have you. Oh, did I start the ads? Well, we'll wait for them to come back and then we'll call it a day. Take this time to find someone to raid out to. Who do we want to raid out to? Let's see what's happening in the world of Forza. Oh, no ads for you. Fantastic. Well, as I said, we will be back tomorrow. It probably won't be GTA 5 I feel like I've been doing a lot of it recently. I just want to take a break. Don't quite know what that will be instead. But tune in tomorrow in about 20 hours to find out. Straight out to this fella. He's an Australian using a PNG tuber. So thank you very much for joining me, chat. I appreciate it immensely, even if it was only for a minute or for the whole stream. Thank you so much for coming. As I said, I will see you in about 20 hours for some more streaming. Probably not the Chaos mod, but you never know. If you want to keep up to date with the stream, please follow me here at either the Twitter, Blue Sky, or Threads to keep up to date with what's happening in the stream, or Instagram, TikTok, or Clipmanager YouTube channel for funny thing, and the commanderjar.card for all of the above, just in a different format. And, of course, join the Discord and come over and say hi. As I said, I will see you in about 20 hours tomorrow. Let's go say hi to Bunny Boy. They're currently playing through Forza Horizon 5. They're an Australian VTuber. Let's pass on the torch. That can be a good enough raid message. Passing on the torch. There we go. All right, gamers, let's go say howdy. See you in 20 hours.